Greetings, all you Manic the Minds Runner Grunts. Welcome back to another Warframe's Ins and Outs. Today, I'm going to be talking about my favorite frame and the frame I've put the most investment in, Nezha. Now, my Nezha build is super try-hard and quote-unquote endgame, because there's really no endgame in Warframe yet. But once there is, this build is going to just absolutely destroy it. So, let's first go over his abilities. First off, this is a Tenogen skin, so there's that. Alright, his passive. He slides 60% faster and goes 35% further. So he's a very fast boy. Nezha is one of the fastest frames in the game. Not as fast as Volt, but, I mean, you know, when Gauss comes out, he's going to just overshadow Volt when it comes to speed. Anyway, Firewalker. So, when this is active, his speed increases. Now, this is his normal running speed. And when I activate it, I get a little bit faster. But you can also use his passive to make him go really, really fast. And there's fire absolutely everywhere now. Now, this fire will burn for about, I don't know, what is it? 6-7 seconds, somewhere around there with this build. And this fire will, of course, it's fire, so it will burn enemies, crowd control them, and will remove all and any status effects from you and your team. Not that Nezha needs to worry about status, but it's a thing, and it's really cool. It's especially good on Kuva Survival because those fuckers will bleed you dry because they like to do a shit ton of damage. Alright. Now his second ability, Blazing Chakram. This ability is... it's a bit complicated. I'm going to get back to it. So his third ability, Warding Halo. This is his tanking ability. Now, don't do what I just did. What do I mean by that? Let enemies hit you. You listening, rhinos? That's how you get tankier with your iron skin. No, I mean, you rhinos are going to die anyway. I've never seen a good rhino because they don't exist. So what you want to do is run up to the enemies, press 3, and let them beat the shit out of you because it adds damage onto itself. Now, knock it off. Knock it off. Now it's up to 10k. So this is 90% damage reduction. But I do have adaptation, which makes Nezha even tankier. And I have a full Umbral build. So my Nezha is borderline unkillable. The only things that can kill him are like level 7 and 800 enemies, I think. Maybe those. I don't know because I've never gone that long. Eidolons can't kill him. The Exploder Orb exploding can't kill him. So he is, I'm just going to call him immortal. He's like an Aros. He's super fucking tanky. So when enemies get close to Nezha with this Warding Halo on, they will take slashing damage and they will be staggered back. Also, when the Warding Halo breaks, it explodes, letting out a huge firestorm that will burn enemies for a few seconds, and you'll be invulnerable for those few seconds, and then you can recast your 3, let the enemies hit you again because they'll be done being fire panicked, and you're immortal again. Very, very good. Alright. And his fourth ability. So this is his crowd control ability. Somehow, as you see in the diorama, he stabs people with flaming spears and they don't die. Okay then. It does 2 puncture damage and you can slam them down to do impact damage. So there's that. If this, maybe when Nezha Prime comes out they'll change it so these things actually do fire damage over time. That'd be cool, but I don't know if they will. Anyway. Now back to Blazing Chakram. Now, when you hit an enemy with this, with my power strength, they have 231% damage vulnerability, which means they'll be taking 2 times more damage plus 31%. So in layman's terms, if you have 200% power strength, the enemies will be taking double damage from any source. Plus, they will drop health and energy orbs. Plus, if you have his augment Reaping Chakram, which I do, they will drop even more health and energy orbs, and the Chakram will gain even more power when it hits even more enemies. So let's actually just... Also, you can teleport with it. And with his one active, when you teleport, you leave a ring of fire. Pretty cool, right? Also, you can charge it up to throw it even further and teleport even further. So Nezha has a teleportation ability built into his kit, which is fantastic, just like Nova does. But this ability is a lot more useful than Nova's. I don't ever press 3 as Nova. I'm like mostly just using her 1 and 4. But I mean, every Nova does that. So let me show the boosted damage. Let me bring out a big gun. Where is my Rubico? Alright. Real quick, let me show my Rubico build. I changed it up a little bit, haven't put any form into it. Just your standard run-of-the-mill corrosive build. So let's see how many shots it takes to kill one of these dudes. Or 2 of them. Stop moving around. Got slashes on there. That doesn't matter really. So, oh wow. Of course they would be moving around. Okay, so it takes about that many shots. Let me just clear out this lane. Alright. Now with the boosted damage. Yeah. Nezha can't do damage apparently. I've seen that. Oh, Nezha doesn't have any damage ability. Are you insane? So what am I talking about the damage that it will do per enemy? Well, you won't really notice it on really high level enemies. But let me show you what happens when his 4 and 2 mix. Now this is best used if I use the Pox. Why? Because I want to strip their armor. Because Nezha's Ring of Doom does fire damage. And guess what Grineer are weak to when they don't have any ferrite armor on? That's right, fire. Nezha can't do damage apparently. Can only kill level 120s that quickly. And look at all this health orbs. Now, each of these orbs is only 25 health. You see, why aren't they boosted by power strength? That'd be very, very nice. But there are a lot of them. And as you're about to see when I do a tank test, you don't need it. Because let me actually show my build. So, be prepared for tryhardness. So full Umbral, I'm not even kidding. I put the Umbral form into him. I could put the other one because I love Nezha so much, but I'm probably going to give it to Oberon. Even though I do have an Umbral build on Oberon, it works very well. I just need to adjust a few things with him because Oberon, he also needs Transient Fortitude. And I can't exactly do that on him, even with Steel Charge. So, I also have Rejuvenation. Now, Rejuvenation is a personal preference. I have not put a Aura Forma into Nezha yet. I might do that, I might not. But Rejuvenation is very, very good. Now, this is a normal build. Replace this with normal Vitality, and this build will get you through anything. It will just slaughter. If Nezha is in the room with enemies, their day is bad. They're on fire. They're getting their freaking life just destroyed by him. Nezha likes to burn things. He's very crazy. I love him so much. Now, if I had Arcane Grace, that would make him even tankier. But I don't have Arcane Grace yet. I will when Nightwave comes on. So, Adaptation. Not necessary, but if you put it on him, it's insane. Now, when Nezha Prime comes out, this kind of build will be even stronger because Nezha Prime will have more armor. And yes, I have Elite Health. That's beautiful. So, let me actually show you the tank. So, Rhino's the tankiest frame in the game, right? I'm already back to full health. Yeah, Nezha can't. Nezha's not as good as Rhino. Do I need to demonstrate further? This build does not care. It is unbelievably tanky. Now I have my health regenerating. Now, so warding Halo gives 90% damage reduction. Adaptation gives about 90% damage reduction with, once you get hit enough. When you get hit enough. Does it stack? Yes. No. Kind of. I think my damage reduction went from 90 to about 97, 98%. Because I was still taking damage, so it wasn't 100%. But, yeah. So this build, this is Nezha's real potential. Again, this is a very try-hard build. Now, Nezha, without this build, with just adaptation, is plenty tanky enough. But a full Umbral build, because of how the Umbral mods just boost armor to high hell. And if you want, you could also add armored agility. Too bad I can't also put steel fiber with Umbral fiber. That'd be ridiculous. If Nezha had about 1,000 armor, he would be actually unkillable. He already is borderline unkillable. So, long story short, this build on Nezha, you have no business dying. This build is just, it's so damn tanky. Now, of course, I only have 225 energy, and you could say that's a bad thing. But does Nezha really need any more? Because he gives himself energy, and also, that exists. So, and also his abilities are pretty efficient, and really, just keep your one on all the time. Make sure that this is always on, because spreading fire absolutely everywhere and being a pyromaniac is a good thing. And, use your 3 in hot combat. When you're getting shot, press 3. Do not start the mission by doing this. I see rhinos do it all the time, and that's why they die. Let me say it again for the rhinos. Let enemies hit you when you press 2. Let them hit you. You will have more armor. But of course, Rhino only has ferret armor, and I'm pretty sure it can be damaged by the infested. But Nezha's warding halo isn't armor. It's a barrier, and it's much better. So, this is probably just my personal bias, but I think Nezha is probably one of the best frames in the game right now. I know Wukong just got his fantastic rework. I seriously love what they did with Wukong. He's so fucking awesome. But Nezha, he's super tanky. He's very fast. He's a lot of fun. He's very, very powerful. Can deal a lot of damage. Can support the team. Can solo absolutely everything in the game. Even the big bosses. What more do you want? Seriously. Yeah, now you can't really use him in Sanctuary Onslaught to get a shit ton of kills. That's not his purpose. His purpose is a jack of all trades, and he literally is the only frame in the game that really is a jack of all trades. He does everything. Everything that you need to do, all the necessities. He provides a good amount of energy and a good amount of healing to a squad. Of course, not as good as an Oberon or a Trinity. Him boosted by Oberon, yeah, forget about death. Also, he has other augments other than Reaping Chakram. He has an augment where you can give your warding halo to a teammate, but it's only 50% damage reduction. Give that to an Inaros and watch. And just watch. It's crazy. Lycanarus needs to be any tankier because his health pool. Jesus. Give that to a Nidus once he has all his stacks. Or don't, because that's monstrous. So this is Nezha's true potential. I've had Nezha for almost a year. Yeah, I think it's going to be a year and maybe a month or so. I don't exactly remember. I wish I could track that, how long I've had the frame. Like, when did it come out of my foundry? Where do you get this monster? You get him from the Clan Dojo, so he's super easy to get. You don't have to do any annoying farming. You just go to Clan Dojo and get him. And just get his blueprints, make them, and he's pretty cheap to make, too. One of the best frames in the game is very easy to make. Nezha is a deity in the Journey to the West, and he is a deity in Warframe. So thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, in Trilby, we trust.